With that, I would like to now invite Associate Professor Dr. Daniel Muhammad Yusuf, the Director of PEDIX, for his welcoming remarks.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammadin Ashrafil Mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. His Excellency Sheikh Ahmad bin Saud bin Said Al-Siabi, Secretary General of the Office of the Grand Mufti of the Sultanate of Oman, Honorable Professor Emeritus Dr. Usman Bakar, Rector of the International Islamic University, Malaysia, Professor Dr. Raihan Ismail, Chair of His Highness Sheikh Hamad bin Khalifa Al-Thani, Professor of Contemporary Islamic Studies, St. Anthony's College, University of Oxford. Distinguished scholars, honored guests, esteemed colleagues, dear friends, brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh, and a very good morning. Welcome to the Inter-Civilizational Academic Conference 2026, iium, Oxford, PKU, and Fudan Dialogues. It is both a privilege and a deeply humbling moment to be here before you to welcome a gathering of minds that in certain ways, at least in the human sciences and humanities, represent a modicum in the ocean of living conscience of our intellectual age. Let me begin with gratitude. To our collaborators, St. Anthony's College at the University of Oxford, PKU or Peking University, and Fudan University, thank you for your near immediate acceptance to this truly unique academic dialogue. I must especially thank the respective team leaders that made this possible, Professor Raihan, Professor Sun Degang, and Professor Chow Kun Yan. To the leadership of iium, our rector, Professor Emeritus Usman Bakar, our internal agencies, colleagues, organizers, and quiet architects, my overworked RAs, and PEDIX Center team, behind the scenes, those who stage logistics into possibility, this moment belongs to you. And to all scholars and participants present here today, and those on Zoom, you have traveled not just across the digital divide, across geography, but also across traditions, languages, and ways of knowing. For that, we are profoundly grateful. Ladies and gentlemen, this conference is framed around a powerful triad: Islam, diversity, and transformation. But beneath these words lies a deeper question. What does it mean to think and converse responsibly in an age of noise? Because today we are not short of information, we are not short of expertise, we are, however, increasingly short of meaning. In the nascent work of the Center, we are already reminded of a difficult truth. Xenophobia, Islamophobia, and civilizational tensions are not accidents. They are produced by systems, by narratives, by institutions, and sometimes even by knowledge itself. Fear today is not only expressed through rhetoric, it is often built into policies, technologies, and even academic frameworks. If that is the case, then understanding too must be deliberately cultivated with care, ethical awareness, and intellectual responsibility. This is where gatherings like ours matter, because what we are attempting here is not simply dialogue as performance, not dialogue as diplomacy, but dialogue, if you will, as an epistemic responsibility, a responsibility to ask uncomfortable questions. Who defines knowledge? Whose narratives become dominant? And when we speak of civilization, are we reminiscing the past, describing reality, or constructing it? The panels over the next 2 days, spanning Islamic thought, conflict, identity, political economy, and media, are not isolated conversations. They are perhaps fragments of a larger puzzle of how societies negotiate difference in moments of transition. Because we are living in what might be called a liminal age, a space between what is no longer stable and what has not yet fully emerged. And in such moments, knowledge carries weight, not just to explain the world, but to shape it. Distinguished guests, I offer a reflection. A university at its best is not a fortress of certainty, it is a bridge of humility. IIUM brings a Tawhidic vision where knowledge and ethics are not separated. The University of Oxford brings a tradition of critical inquiry and intellectual courage. PKU and Fudan universities bring civilizational depth, where harmony, order, and moral cultivation remain central. When these traditions meet, something rare happens. We are not seeking consensus, but productive tension. And it is in that dialogical and dialectical tension, carefully held, intellectually honest, that new knowledge is born. My own thinking, since being at the PEDIC Center, is that the goal is not to speak about civilization, but rather to act with civilizational responsibility. This means moving from branding to accountability, from harmony to truth-seeking, and from dialogue to transformation. Because if our conversations do not reach policy, if our research does not reshape narratives, if our ideas do not challenge injustice, then we have gathered beautifully but achieved little. So today, I invite all of us, scholars, practitioners, institutions, to treat this conference as a beginning of deeper collaborations, courageous scholarship, and a shared commitment to ensure that knowledge serves humanity and not power alone. Let me end my welcome with this thought. Civilizations do not decline because they lack intelligence, but because they decline when they lose the moral courage to question themselves. May this gathering be a space where we can do exactly that, with sincerity, with rigor, and humility. On behalf of the PEDIC Center, it is my great honor to welcome you all. May our conversations be meaningful, our disagreements illuminating, and our collaborations enduring. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alaikum salam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Associate Professor Dr. Daniel Muhammad Yusof, the Director of PEDIC Center here at the iium. Next, I would like to invite Professor Emeritus Datuk Dr. Osman Bakar, Rector of the International Islamic University Malaysia, IIUM, for his opening speech.